Good evening and welcome to Express News with me, Deepika, your daily half-an-hour window that brings you 100 news and updates from the country and the world in 30 minutes. Let's begin. Amid ongoing crisis in West Asia, the Central Government of India has notified Natural Gas Supply Regulation Order 2026, under which gas consumers have been divided into different priority categories, with supply to each sector being fixed based on their past consumption. The order dated March the 9th came into effect immediately after it was published in the official gazette. The impact of the order includes 100% supply to domestic PNG and CNG for transport, 80% to tea, manufacturing and other industrial consumers via the national gas grid. Prime Minister Narendra Modi extended warm greetings to the Central Industrial Security Force on its Raising Day on Tuesday via social media. Sharing photographs of CISF personnel, Prime Minister Modi highlighted CISF's pivotal role in safeguarding airports, seaports, nuclear installations, industrial units and other strategic assets. Prime Minister noted that the personnel's unwavering commitment significantly contributes to India's internal security and overall progress. Supreme Court of India on Tuesday observed that the time has come for a uniform civil code, as it termed a plea seeking striking down of provisions of the Shariat law of 1937 for being discriminatory to Muslim women. A bench of Chief Justice Surya Kant and Justices Joymala Bagchi and R. Mahadevan said if the court struck down the Shariat inheritance law, it would create a legal vacuum as there is no statutory law governing Muslim inheritance. The government has debunked a video circulating on social media claiming that External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar said the nation would not tolerate Muslim countries harassing Israel. The fact-check unit of Press Information Bureau informed that the claim is fake. India's Agriculture Minister Shivraj Singh Chauhan said that food grain production in the country has increased by 44% over the past 10 years. Replying to supplementaries during question hour in the lower house of the parliament on Tuesday, the agriculture minister said the country has achieved a new milestone in food grain production, reaching 357 million tons. Opposition members have moved a resolution to remove Om Birla as the Lok Sabha Speaker. The resolution was tabled in Lok Sabha by Congress MP Mohammad Javed. India's Commerce Minister inaugurated and addressed the 40th edition of Ahar, the International Food and Hospitality Fair at Bharat Mandapam on Tuesday. With over 1,700 exhibitors and Italy as the partner country, the fair brings together the best in food production, processing, hospitality and kitchen technologies. Speaking at the event, the minister highlighted how India is making transformative strides in the agriculture and food sectors. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh released Defence Forces Vision 2047, a roadmap for a future-ready Indian military at South Block, New Delhi on Tuesday. The document focuses on jointness among the services, innovation, advanced technologies and self-reliance in defence to prepare the military for future warfare challenges. Official trainees of the Indian Revenue Services called on President Draupadi Murmu at Rashtrapati Bhavan on Tuesday. India's Civil Aviation Minister Ram Mohan Naidu participated in US-India Business Council Board of Directors meeting in New Delhi on Tuesday. In a social media post, the minister said that USIPC has played a significant role in strengthening the economic partnership between India and the US. Indian equity indices ended on strong note with Nifty up 233.55 points at 24,261.6. At close, the Sensex was up 639.82 points at 78,205.98. Indian rupee ended 53 paise higher at 91.8 per dollar on Tuesday versus previous close of 92.33. Gold futures maturing on the 2nd of April were priced at 1,61,950 rupees per 10 grams on multi-commodity exchange. Silver futures for 5th of May maturity stood at 2,76,400 rupees per kilogram on the MCX. Global oil prices have fallen sharply. Oil had surged to nearly $120 a barrel on Monday. However, prices dropped back to around $92 per barrel after Trump's remarks signaled possible de-escalation of the conflict. Retail fuel prices in Sri Lanka have increased after a revision by the state-owned Ceylon Petroleum Corporation came into effect from Tuesday. The new pricing structure has pushed fuel cost by around 7 to 8%. Japan's benchmark Nikkei index surged nearly 3% at close on Tuesday, supported by a sharp drop in oil prices after US President Donald Trump said the US-Israel war on Iran could end soon. Egypt has raised domestic fuel prices by up to 30%, citing exceptional global energy pressures triggered by the ongoing West Asia conflict that has disrupted oil supplies and shipping routes. European gas prices dropped sharply by around 15% after signals from US President Donald Trump that US-Israel war on Iran may end sooner than expected. Iran's Revolutionary Guard said they targeted US base in Iraq's Kurdistan region as the conflict with US and Israel continues. Saudi Arabia's defense ministry spokesperson said that the country's military has intercepted and destroyed a drone east of Al-Kharj Governorate, while the United Arab Emirates said it was intercepting a drone and missile attack from Iran. US President Donald Trump stated on Monday that the US will intensify actions against Iran and would go further, while assuring that military operations would end very soon. Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, or the IRGC, has declared that Iran alone will determine the end of the ongoing war, rejecting US President Donald Trump's claims of an imminent victory and demands for unconditional surrender. In an interview with an American broadcaster, Iran's Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi stated on Tuesday that his country would keep fighting as long as necessary, adding that negotiations with the Americans will not be on the agenda anymore. Speaking about the strategic Strait of Hormuz, Araghchi said that Iran has no intention to close it right now, but as the war continues, it will consider every scenario. US President Donald Trump issued a forceful warning on Truth Social, warning that any Iranian action to halt oil flow through the Strait of Hormuz would trigger an overwhelming American response. Donald Trump described the potential devastation as death, fire, and fury while expressing hope it would not occur. Donald Trump on Monday said that he had a very good call with Russian President Vladimir Putin about Ukraine and the conflict in West Asia. Kremlin said on Tuesday that Russian President Vladimir Putin has offered different options to mediate US-Iran-Israel conflict. US President Donald Trump, in an interview to Fox News, said that it's possible he would be willing to talk with Iran, but that it depends on the terms. Trump's remarks came after he heard Tehran wanted to talk badly. Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has said that he aspires to enable the Iranian people to rid themselves of tyranny. US Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth said on Tuesday that would be the most intense day of strikes against Iran in the campaign so far. Speaking with the reporters, Hegseth said Tuesday would bring the most fighter jets and bombers against Iran. European Union Chief Ursula von der Leyen has called Europe's turn away from civilian nuclear power a strategic mistake, arguing that the war in West Asia had exposed the continent's fossil fuel vulnerability. At the opening of a nuclear energy summit near Paris, she also announced that the European Union would create a €200 million guarantee to support investment in innovative nuclear technologies. Participating in the summit, French President Emmanuel Macron said that civilian nuclear power allowed for energy sovereignty. India is supplying around 5,000 metric tons of diesel to Bangladesh through the Bangladesh-India Friendship Pipeline. It is expected to reach Dinajpur in Bangladesh by Wednesday evening. US has censured Afghanistan over its detention of American citizens, a move that could lead to a ban on US passport holders traveling to the country. Secretary of State Marco Rubio said in a statement that he was designating Afghanistan's Taliban government as a state sponsor of wrongful detention. During a UNSC meeting on Afghanistan, US Ambassador to UN Mike Waltz said that the international assistance to the country should be evaluated given Taliban intransigence and its exclusion of the female population from basic rights. India's ambassador to the UN, P. Harish, strongly criticized what he termed as trade and transit terrorism in a veiled reference to Pakistan as he urged the international community to safeguard the economic rights of landlocked Afghanistan. Time for a quick and short break. We'll be right back.
Welcome to Jharkhand, the land of forests.
Always welcoming. The vibe.
Welcome back after that short break. Let's continue. In weather and environment-related updates, flash floods swept through Nairobi overnight on Friday, leaving at least 23 dead as rescue teams and police worked to recover victims from submerged streets, collapsed structures and mangled vehicles. The flooding caused disruptions at Nairobi's main airport, with aid workers warning that the death toll could rise as rescue operations continued across the city. European Union's climate monitor said on Tuesday that it logged its fifth hottest February on record, with Western Europe drenched by extreme rainfall and widespread flooding. Global temperatures last month were 1.49 degrees Celsius above pre-industrial times, and the average temperature in Europe was among the three coldest in the past 14 years at minus 0.07 degrees Celsius. It also said that colder conditions were experienced in northwest Russia, Baltic countries, Finland and its Scandinavian neighbours. United States, Northeast Canada, West Asia, Central Asia and East Antarctica had warmer than average temperatures as per EU monitor. UN Chief Antonio Guterres' office warned on Monday of serious environmental consequences from recent strikes on oil facilities and desalination plants in West Asia. India is experiencing sharply contrasting weather patterns this week, with heatwave conditions building across western regions, while the Himalayan belt and northeast brace for rain, thunderstorm and hail. The IMD has warned of heatwave conditions over Rajasthan, Gujarat and Vidarbha on the 10th and 11th of March, while a western disturbance is influencing weather over the western Himalayan region. Jammu and Kashmir is expected to receive heavy rainfall and snowfall on 10th and 11th of March. Thunderstorms and hailstorms are likely in Himachal Pradesh from 11th till the 12th of March. Ram Janmabhoomi Temple in Ayodhya witnessed a massive turnout of devotees on the occasion of Krishna Paksha Shashti as pilgrims thronged the temple premises to offer prayers. A historic moment unfolded at Chilika Lake, about 113 kilometers from Puri, during the Malut Panchu Dola Milan Yatra, as 23 deities crossed the waters of the lake as part of traditional procession. A traditional bullock cart race was held with great enthusiasm during Kandi Sangadu Sri Manmatha Sami Kaman festival in Pudukkottai district of Tamil Nadu. Varanasi is set to get a new spiritual attraction. The Sri Kashi Vishwanath Temple Trust will begin a daily Ganga Aarti at Lalita Ghat from the 19th March, adding another devotional experience for pilgrims visiting the holy city. Residents of 4 villages under Karamsad Anand Municipal Corporation area in Gujarat are likely to get relief from chronic monsoon waterlogging. A stormwater drainage project worth around 6 crore rupees is nearing completion, with nearly 90% of the work already finished. In Delhi's Sultanpur area, Shiro's cafe stands as a powerful symbol of courage and resilience. Run by acid attack survivors, the cafe has become a place where women are rebuilding their lives with dignity and confidence. Kanpur's historic Ganga Mela was celebrated with great enthusiasm, marking traditional conclusion of holy festivities that takes place 7 days after the Festival of Colours. In Indonesia's Bandung city, street performers dressed as superheroes distributed iftar snacks to motorists and pedestrians, spreading the spirit of Ramadan and bringing smiles to children. Nearly 1 kilometer stretch of road in Hanoi's Wang Noi ward has become a popular attraction as rows of blooming cotton shrubs transform the street into a vibrant floral destination. Young Vietnamese creators are driving the trend of digital tourism, producing engaging videos that showcase country's culture, landscapes and everyday life to global audiences. A unique festival featuring pig races and a chicken pageant was held in Travan commune in Da Nang in Vietnam, celebrating indigenous livestock breeds and local agricultural traditions. Vietnam's ambitious program to develop 1 million hectares of high-quality, low-emission rice in the Mekong Delta has exceeded expectations, reaching nearly twice the initial cultivation target. A Mongolian craftsman is gaining growing attention for his handmade epoxy tables that blend natural wood patterns with intricate handcrafted designs. Members of the African historical diaspora gathered in Accra to take the oath of allegiance and formally become citizens of Ghana during a special swearing-in ceremony. Restoration work is underway at Rome's Basilica of San Pietro in Vincoli, where experts are working to enhance the lighting around iconic sculpture of Moise. In entertainment, a romantic comedy starring Varun Dhawan, Ronal Thakur and Pooja Hegde will now release in cinemas on the 12th of June this year. The film marks director David Dhawan's reunion with producer Ramesh Taurani. Director and composer Palash Muchal's film Raju Bajewala, starring Brajendra Kala, Avika Gaur and Chandan Roy, has wrapped up shooting. The film is a musical tribute to musicians whose melodies add colour to celebrations. Yash Raj Films has locked a new theatrical release date for Alpha, starring Alia Bhatt, Sharvari, Anil Kapoor and Bobby Deol. Produced by Aditya Chopra, the film will now hit the theatres on 10th of July this year. The makers of director Ritesh Rana's action comedy Jet Li, starring actor Satya in the lead role, have announced that the shooting of the film has been successfully completed. Global pop star Shakira has doubled the excitement for her Indian fans by adding a second Mumbai show to her upcoming Indian tour scheduled for next month. Actor Ryan Gosling ventures into space in the upcoming sci-fi film Project Hail Mary, an adaptation of Andy Weir's best-selling novel. He plays science teacher Rylan Grace, who wakes up aboard a spaceship with no memory and gradually realizes he's on a mission to save the Earth from a mysterious cosmic threat. American salsa legend Willie Colon was honored with a funeral mass at St. Patrick's Cathedral in New York, remembering his pioneering contribution as a trombonist, composer and vocalist. Singer Bruno Mars has secured his first #1 album in over a decade as his new record, The Romantic, debuted at the top of the Billboard 200 chart. A male Clumber Spaniel named Rowan has been crowned Best in Show at the prestigious Crufts Dog Show held in Birmingham, England. India will once again take centre stage in global para sports as second edition of the World Para Athletics Grand Prix begins in New Delhi on Wednesday. Over 250 athletes from 8 nations will compete for top honours at Jawaharlal Nehru Stadium in New Delhi. India is fielding the largest contingent with over 200 athletes competing across multiple track and field events and sports categories. The Board of Control for Cricket in India announces cash reward of 131 crore rupees for the entire Indian squad following its third T20 Cricket World Cup trophy. The amount covers 15 players, coaching staff and support staff. The amount is an increment of 6 crore rupees that the team was awarded back in 2024. The captain of India's T20 World Cup winning team, Surya Kumar Yadav, said his next target is to win the 2028 Olympic gold medal. India's fast bowler Arshdeep Singh has been fined 15% of his match fee for breaching the ICC Code of Conduct during T20 Cricket World Cup final against New Zealand in Ahmedabad. Sri Lanka have indefinitely postponed a 6-match white ball series against Afghanistan that was due to start in the United Arab Emirates this week due to conflict in West Asia. Indian women's team played out a hard-fought 2-2 draw against Scotland in Hyderabad at the FIH Hockey World Cup 2026 qualifiers. World number 1 Carlos Alcaraz battled back-to-back Arthur Rinderknecht by 6-7, 6-3, 6-2 to reach the 4th round of Indian Wells Masters tournament. Novak Djokovic clawed out a 6-4, 1-6, 6-4 victory over American Alexander Kovacevic to reach the 4th round of the tournament for the first time since 2017. Unseeded Katerina Siniakova ended Mira Andreeva's Indian Wells title defense rallying for a 4-6, 7-6, 6-3 victory. Bayern Munich players trained in southern Germany ahead of their match against Atalanta in the Champions League round of 16 on Tuesday. Manchester City midfielder Rodri was fined £80,000 but avoided a ban for questioning the integrity of a referee. And Manchester City will face Liverpool in a blockbuster FA Cup quarter-final on the 4th of April after the draw was announced. And with this, it's a wrap here on Express News for now, but news and updates will continue here on DD India. So don't go anywhere. Keep watching and keep tracking DD India for all latest news and updates from the country and the world. Thank you so much for joining us right now. Namaskar.